Hello, hello. Just waiting for a few people to come in. Um, come in today. I decided I would go live real quick. Hey, Lakin, how you doing today? Can you hear me? Can you hear me loud and clear? I'm coming. I'm going to talk about this dark empath that we started talking about the other day. Um, okay. Thank you for letting me know you can hear me. Well, um, trying to see if we get a few more people to come in because this is an impromptu live. I just decided to come on real quick and finish. Probably won't even finish talking about it because it's so um it's a very detailed, in-depth type of personality. The dark empath. Hey Marissa. I'm gonna turn this music off. As soon as I can find it. Okay. Okay. Um, Thank you everybody who decided to join, those who are in my chat and those who are in the bushes. Today I'm going to uh continue to talk just a little bit on this dark empath, what we started talking about the other day. Um, Recap about the dark empath is um once again, everybody, I'm going to be reading from my notes as I have not mastered this personality yet. So, a dark empath is a personality trait that has a collection of the dark triad personalities, which is narcissism, psychopathy, and Machiavellianism. It is a person who is literally an empath. They do have the ability to um, feel emotionally towards people. They just choose to turn it off and use the ability to um, be empathetic and to, feel your emotions, to use them for their personal gain or to possibly use it against you. That is what a dark empath is. It's a cluster of those personalities. They're the opposite of narcissists in that they're healers who absorb the emotions of others in a benevolent and loving way. But they mix those traits of the dark triad to understand others' emotions, to become a master manipulator. And this is the reason why they call the dark empath the most dangerous personality type. They are able to uh, gather folks to believe in them, trust what they say, believe that they're a good person, believe that they have good intentions, um, while at the same time seeking validation, seeking sympathy, um, because the inner core of a dark empath is low self-esteem and insecurity. Now, the thing we were talking about last time, I wanted to talk about was the dark triad, and the dark triad is narcissism. That is when someone has an inflated sense of themselves. They crave attention and admiration, and they feel superior to others. Then you have the psychopathy. That is an antisocial disorder where a person lacks empathy, remorse, and the ability to control their behaviors. These type of people, psychopaths, they may be manipulative and they may commit crimes because they just don't care. They have no remorse. It's like bodies walking around with nothing on the inside. They don't care about anything, a psychopath. And then you have Machiavellianism. And a lot of us are familiar with that word because of Tupac, Machiavelli. Um, Machiavellianism on the psycho or psychotropic, or I'm probably using the wrong word, but Machiavellianism it describes someone who is vindictive, abusive, cynical, prone to lying, and lacks empathy. So imagine a person, which is a dark empath, who has all of these personality types. They have an inflated sense of self, crave attention and admiration. They feel like they're better than others. They have no empathy, no remorse. They can control their behaviors if they want to, and they manipulate and often commit crimes. They're also vindictive, abusive, cynical, liars, and have absolutely no empathy. This is a dark empath, and that is the dark triad. And they feel like the dark empath is at the top of that. One thing, the reason why they call it a triad, imagine a triangle, and you have each personality at each point. Dark empath is probably right at the top of that triangle of narcissism, psychopathy, and Machiavellianism. The difference between no, we're not going to talk about that. What we're going to talk about is, are people born with this thing? Because we often wonder, how can a person become this way? Why are they that way? Um, are they born this way? We just don't know. I'm going to read what they say here because this is the first time I'm reading it too, folks. But we're learning. We're learning right now. It says, while psychologists aren't sure what exactly causes dark empathy, it's believed that it develops similarly to narcissistic personality disorder. There are several factors that may cultivate dark empathy and narcissism. Learned manipulation from parents, excessive negative criticism, childhood abuse, or excessive pampering. So essentially what this is saying is that it's a developed type of behavior. It's something that they choose to be. They don't have to be this way. So I guess that answers that question. Are people born this way? According to this information I'm reading, no, they aren't. They develop that characteristic. Okay. We already went through the signs if we know someone is a dark empath or not. Um, there were a lot of things that I'm gonna go over a few of them. How they act like Prince Charming. They make jokes at the expense of others. They're malicious. Every problem is your fault. They use their charms to exploit and manipulate. They're proud, have a low tolerance for rejection and criticism. Um, and a few more. They're bullies. They love to gossip. They just love to start problems and they love to be the center of attention, regardless to what type of attention it is. They just have to be in sight, in view. Let me see. Thank you for giving the meaning of the words you're using, because because the sister was clueless. I'm learning too now. Um, I just feel like this is something that we should, bring awareness to. Because, like I said the other day, people use the word narcissism too much. Some people are not narcissists. I found out they can be a dark empath, which is worse and scarier than a narcissist. To be honest, I never knew it was such thing as a dark empath. Glad I ain't one. Hi, Erica and chat. Hey, Ginger C. I didn't know it was a such thing as a dark empath either until I was trying to figure um, a particular situation out. And boom, dark empath was discovered. Now let's go a little further into the Machiavellianism, which is a part of the dark empath. It refers to people who are incredibly manipulative and display character traits like callousness, immorality, self-interest. Psychopathy, on the other hand, refers to people who appear incredibly charming on the surface but display antisocial behaviors, emotional detachment, and an inability to feel bad about their actions. No matter how cruel or terrible they may be, narcissists also display a lack of remorse and they believe that they are superior to others and extra special and therefore deserve special treatment. As a result, they cannot handle any criticism that comes their way. Do we know of any people, if we give something as little as constructive criticism to help a person, do we know them to be sensitive about it? Um, I've ran across a few people in my life where if you give them a little constructive criticism, it's turned into a huge, big to do because the person got offended by it. Um, mm, they cannot take the criticism. Now, this is the scary part when it comes to a dark empath. The ability for that, they have the ability to hide their dark side. You said I come across a couple of people have and always picked up on it, just stayed away. That's right. If your discernment is letting you know, yes, stay away from it. Um, One thing about it, our discernment will let us know certain things, and we have to stay with it. And you know what, y'all? I have to pause for a minute because I just realized I jumped on and I ran straight into this topic, which is something that I want to talk about. Um, but everybody in my chat and most people who come in the bushes, they know I'm not a big content creator here on this in this sector. But I also want to give my um condolences to Oceann's family, his wife, his friends, his children, and he's missed. It's hard to believe that he's not here. He was somebody who I would listen to a lot. I would listen to him. Um, Sometimes he would come on in the middle of the night. I would wake up and listen to him. Um, I overall feel like he was a good guy, and you don't really realize the effect the person has on you or has in your life until they're gone. And I know I listened to him and I learned a lot from him because a lot of things he said made sense. Um, you just don't expect somebody to be here today and gone tomorrow, but that's how life is. You never know when it's going to be over. So I just wanted to stop briefly and give my condolences and acknowledge the fact that he's gone on and he will be missed. And I mean, we all had a love for him in our own way. Hi, Knox Slayer. Ginger C says she missed Ocean too. So sad. Yes, it is. Now see, now my mind is going in a whole different place. um, Regarding this dark empath. Now my mind is going more towards, empathy, real, true compassion and concern, care, just real pure empathy, which is why I haven't been able to sleep the last couple of nights, which is why um, I constantly think about his wife and his children and his family who um, woke up to have one of the most special days of their life turn into something so traumatic and completely life changing. Not so much for the best way that they felt, something so happy could turn into something so tragic. Um, and I literally have not been able, now I'm sitting here thinking about it now. I literally have not been able to sleep for 2 nights. I think I got about an hour of sleep Monday night after I heard about it. And I think I fell asleep last night around, I don't know, 3:30. And I had to get up at 5:30. And I hope I'm still here. Can y'all tell me if you can still hear me? My alarm just went off. But I just had to stop. I thought about it. I just thought about how Ocean is not here and how, people can, speaking about these dark personalities, how they can just move like just so selfishly, like everything is about them and disregard other people and things that may be going on in others' lives because they just totally focus and concerned about themselves. That's the type of people I'm talking about. It's a different breed of people. People who they just don't care. They have no concern um, for anything that does them has no gain for them. Nothing that will um, push them ahead, nothing that'll put them in the spotlight. They will literally take a situation as serious as death. This person is no longer here, and they can literally make things about themselves. Um, these are dark empaths. These are just toxic people, whatever personality type you have, who can ignore the fact that people are hurting. You have an entire sector of people who have been affected by this in some form of fashion. And these type of people can literally make things about them. Um, this is why these personalities are dangerous, and they can make it seem like they are um, compassionate, caring, until you see that they really care about themselves. And I'm not having any idea how this turned from what I was just talking about to this, but it just did. Um, Narc says, want all the attention when it's not about them. I know what you mean. I don't look like people who have energy like that. Uh, yeah, I don't care for them either. Uh, it's something different when you have empathy, real, true, sincere empathy. Um, and you dealing with people who pretend like they do. Um, it can be upsetting because when you operate from a place of pure love, um, care, concern, when you have the pure love of God in your heart and you do things from your heart, and you have an imposter who makes like they are the same type of person, but they're not. This is why these toxic people are dangerous. And we talked about it the other day, how social media, any platform, whether it's social media, whether it's and I'm sorry, I'm gonna go there, but I don't mean every church is this way, but some pastors. I mean, you got to think about people like Jim Jones, how he was a dark personality and what he did to his congregation. These are the type of pastors I'm talking about. Um, um, People in law enforcement, judges, and it's not everybody, but these toxic people love these positions because they are able to control. They are able to be the center of attention. They are able to get uh, everything they want or they crave or they desire because of that position. Um, Marissa says, us people that has true empathy for people know when it's the time and when it's not. We are mostly misunderstood. Like me, yes, most of us are misunderstood. Um, mm, that's real deep right there, because I don't even know how to explain that, because that's the story of my life, being misunderstood. Because I want to say it's introversion, but it's not I don't know what they call the mixture of extroversion and introversion. We just know how to pull back when we need to, and we're very cautious, and we kind of watch our atmosphere, pay attention to what's around us before we make moves. And myself personally, I am not very social. I have to really get to know you. And just because I'm not social does not mean I don't support you either. I just choose to remain to myself. Um, so we are very, very misunderstood. It's really hard because he was in Auntie Loretta's chat that morning before his wedding. He was so happy. and I gave him my congratulations. And you know what, Ginger? See, this is what got me. Um, because I don't hang around in chats, but when I saw those pictures right after the wedding, I mean, he was, oh my gosh, I don't think we ever saw Ocean smile like that. And we heard him laugh, but that smile he had was pure happiness. And it broke my heart. Because when he woke up that morning, and when his wife woke up, when everybody around them woke up and went to that church or wherever they went to have their wedding, they had no idea it would turn the way it turned. And you can't, normal people have compassion for things like that. We can feel other people's pain. Yes, it was heartbreaking. And I could not fall asleep. It was like I knew him personally, like every day he was a personal part of my life. It affected me like a real blood family member would affect me. And honestly, I had no idea if we were never to see Ocean again that I would feel like this. I had no idea I would. But it just goes to show what his true character was. Because if his character was not that way, none of us would be affected the way we are. This man had a great impact on the whole community. I believe he had a deeper impact than any of us knew because there was so much bickering, with a whole lot of these dark personalities that we're discussing. Just the bickering back and forth, the arguing, the so many distractions that we really didn't realize what he represented and who he really was. And it goes back to what a lot of people say concerning, we just don't realize what we lost until it's gone, or what we had, you know and for me not to be able to fall asleep, and for me to be putting myself in somebody's shoes like that I never met, I never had a personal conversation with, and I'm tossing and turning and I'm toiling and I'm concerned, and I'm heartbroken because he's gone, and I'm wondering how his wife is feeling and his daughter. And that man had some kind of strong spirit, godly spirit, I want to say, on him for me to be feeling like this. So he had a huge impact. Um, wow. I don't even know what else to say. It's hurtful that some people will not acknowledge what's happening now, and they'll move forward like totally selfish, like it didn't happen and it doesn't matter. But that's just what it is. Um, yes, those pictures tore me up. He was so happy. Yes, he was. Don't miss your well until the water runs dry. Oh, hello, GJ34. I guess I'm calling your name right. Thank you for joining the chat. And Ginger, see, like I said before, he talked about God and judgment last week. Yes, he did. He talked about God and judgment a lot. People were just not really listening to what he was saying. He was talking about it more before he passed. But every few lives, or we would hear him talk about God and where our soul will be once this is over. He was concerned about his soul. He was concerned about, uh, I just said it. He was concerned about his soul. What was going to happen to his soul when he leaves this earth? While most were arguing and just going through this petty stuff, I mean, he did his little videos and everything. I believe it was purely just for entertainment, um, not to like be malicious. Even though he's human, he would get upset sometimes. But this man had a huge impact. Um, like I said, greater than I thought he had. Um, I said it right. Thank you. Ginger C, yes, that last live he did was powerful. I think I saw it, but I'm gonna go back because I used to listen to his lives. He would come on like in the middle of the night, and when I wake up in the morning, um, he would be one of the lives that I had missed. So I would just listen to him to see what he had to say. So I'm gonna go back to make sure I had a chance to that I listened to his last live. Um, yes, I tried. I'm learning more and more too. You have to treat people right. That's right. hmm Now you see, you know, this. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. All I know is that God just made a whole move in this whole life. Um, for a reason. Some people might say, hey, maybe he spoke to you, told you to switch the subject. I don't know. But yeah, we all have to wake up. We're hearing it a lot right now about waking up because the mess that was going on in this sector was ridiculous. Um, Nobody wants to see anybody leave this earth, especially untimely or all of a sudden the way he left. Um, but if you think about everybody in this sector, who would have thought that his passing away would have this effect? Who would have thought that his death or his work or whatever he did over here would have an impact on us to where we would want to reach for peace? God will use anybody. Even when we think God is not in the midst, he's in the midst. He's there. In so many words, what I'm saying is he orchestrates it all. Where we think we're in control, or we think we're doing what we're doing of our own will. Yes, we do have free will, but God will direct your path. He's the one that directs your path. And um, he had a significant impact. We still don't know what his presence meant to us because it's still early in his passing. But all of us who have um, a foundation in Christ and who have God as the head of our lives, we know that it was something. because, like I said, I was not able to sleep. So that means in 2 nights, I have gotten about 4 or 5 hours of sleep. Going back to the chat. Freestyle. When God wants our attention, He will get it. 2 nights all together. Now, I work 2 jobs anyway, so I don't get a lot of sleep, but I at least get 5 hours of sleep per night. But right now, I'm functioning on, I'm telling you, I went to sleep at about 5 o'clock Monday morning, and I had to get right back up. I was able to get a little extra sleep because I had a dental appointment on Tuesday. Last night, I did not shut my eyes. The last time I looked at the clock, it was 3:06 a.m. So, yes, I'm operating now on about 4 or 5 hours of sleep. Yes, this man had a mm, I tell you, and my heart just went out. Everybody talked about this man like he was uh, nothing. And he had his faults the way all of us have our faults. But it was something in him that had some type of influence over the whole sector. And everybody was looking at it from the outside, including myself. We were just looking at his videos and listening to his lives and just looking at that part of him. But it took him to leave for us to see that this man, he was something. God was still using him even through what he was doing, but we just didn't know it. Because in order for it to have an effect like it's having, and he had the effect on everyone. Doesn't matter right, left, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Yeah, he had a message over the mess. He really did. You just had to listen to him. And I'm not trying to put anybody down. I don't know who's listening or who may hear this live. I do not want anybody to think I'm trying to talk about any particular person when I say what I'm about to say. But I know if it affected me like this, and I had never done anything to him vindictively or maliciously, I can only imagine how some people have felt who have maliciously done or had done anything malicious towards him. Because, like I said, I've been up 2 nights. I didn't get any sleep Monday night. I was up listening to Legend until 3 a.m. Tuesday morning. I saw Legend. I was listening to his chat, trying to go to sleep, and I still didn't go to sleep, so I may as well have gotten into the chat and said a little something. But once again, I'm a little reserved. I don't like to be in a huge crowd when stuff like that is going on. Uh, but he, mm, 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 I just, pray for his wife. I just didn't know it would affect me like this. That's the only way I can say. I didn't even know him, you know. This is why I know there was something about him greater than what we knew. I mean, we hear about people passing, and unless we're really close to them, it doesn't usually affect. Even though we kind of knew him, even though we didn't know him personally, he was our virtual brother. He was. Um, but God took somebody who everybody thought was nobody and showed us that he was somebody, just like God. Yeah, some people are heartless. Yes, they are. And I was talking about those heartless people until God just stepped straight in and changed the whole conversation. And I think, I thank God for it. You know, um, he is definitely somebody who cannot be um, missed. What I mean by that is he deserves acknowledgement. Um, he deserves acknowledgement. And I've been on here for 43 minutes. I'm probably gonna change the title of this live because it totally went the opposite way. Uh, but I'll see. We'll see. And I do have to get ready to punch into my next job in a few minutes. Um, Everybody just continue to keep his family in your prayers and love one another. Sometimes it can be hard to even remember to love uh, your neighbor, especially when you feel like you have been treated badly. But there is nothing greater than love. And I'm talking to myself, people. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and end this live. We will be back next time. I'm going to I don't even know what we're gonna talk about next time. We are going to continue this conversation on this new personality I'm learning about. Um, but we will do it when it's time. So everybody, um, once again, love one another. We always say life is short and we're not promised tomorrow. Most times we don't think about that until it happens to us. Um, this situation with Oceann is not going to be in vain. We There's something greater, and we will all be a witness to what that greatness is. But until next time, thank y'all for joining, and I'm gonna go ahead and end this live. And I'm gonna say what he said. Peace and blessings. Until next time.